Yo, what is going on, fellas? Wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about what I am doing and how this offense is kind of morphed from being strictly just run heavy and abusing this quad father ability, with a couple, little passing plays mixed in, and it's kind of shifted more towards a real balanced attack over the last couple days. And I wanted to kind of explain why that is. So, as I mentioned, this scheme will be dropping tonight, late tonight, on MaddenDaily.com. So if you want to see the entire scheme, you can catch it over there. But in the past, we were coming out in far tight slot. We were audibling over to I-form wing and running the ball that way. Now we're going to be coming out in near flex close, bringing back a painful formation for a lot of people. For those that remember the rollout just abused corner routes from a few years ago. But we're going to be doing this, and we are going to be audibling up to the single back bunch ace formation. Now, the single back bunch ace is really unique in the fact that it allows us a lot of the same popular, bunch plays, but some really cool, unique things that we can do as well. So everybody knows the four vert setups that are out there. Generally you either angle the running back or you wheel the running back, depending on what you want to do. But there's two plays that are really important in this scheme that you can't use out of your normal gun bunch type formations, right? Now, with that being said, it's going to be the play stick, and it's going to be the play PA fork shot. So what I want to break down here is going to be the play stick and kind of explain how this works, and then we'll also break down the PA fork shot, right? So stick is really good in the sense that if our opponent comes out in cover 4 drop, right, generally that's going to do a good job of protecting the sidelines, especially to the wide side of the field. For those of you that aren't familiar, I broke this down a couple of videos ago, but to get any corner route open to the short side, you need to simply just put a streak and a corner, right? So you can motion a guy over, put him on a corner route, and you'd be good to go, right? That's going to get that corner route open against any single zone in the game, even cover 4. So I'll just kind of walk you through it. You can see right here, corner routes wide open even against cover 4, right? That's the general consensus with how the short side works. But the wide side of the field, especially against bunch, normally required you to motion out this outside receiver, right? Which pretty much gave a tell to what you were trying to do. But here, in this formation, in the play stick in general, you don't have to do that. So you see we're on the wide side of the field with the bunch to the wide side. We're simply going to streak A, and you'll notice we can throw this corner out even against that even against that cover 4 look, right? So that is key because this allows us to simply audible up and quick hike, and then we either have the flat or if you got the corner out, it's going to get absolutely wide open. The other thing that people will try to do against this look is they will try to, once they focus in on that, that's where the PA fork play comes into it, right? Because if our opponent is focusing too much on this bunch side of the field, we can go ahead use this fullback. Essentially, he's going to be a tight end for us, and we're just going to motion him over, put him on a corner route, and now you'll see that even to this short side of the field over here, we can get him wide open against a cover 4. So our opponent has to respect the short side and the wide side a lot more than they normally would against bunch, but we also still get to keep all of the glitchy little match beaters that our opponent, normally wouldn't have to deal with out of a couple different formations, right? So like match is what a lot of people go to against a lot of formations. Bunch is really not one of them because it's so easy to bomb bunch or bomb match with bunch. And I'll just kind of walk you through one of the setups here. Like we'll just go 4 verts, right? So if they were to come out, set their zone coverage to match, run, cover 4 quarters or palms, whichever one, a simple streak to the B receiver, you'll see just absolutely wide open. So your normal things that you're going to use match essentially to stop these corner routes, you can't really use because we have the ability to just hit one play touchdown over and over again out of a couple different setups, right? It's not just this 1-4 vert setup that I just showed you. There's a ton of different options that really allow us to just absolutely destroy our opponent passing. And then, of course, when we want to, that's when we can just simply audible down into the halfback dive real quick. And now our opponent essentially, like, they're going to have to run commit because, like, this run is just absolutely insane, especially with this quad father ability, because they can't really hit you in the backfield. So the only thing that they can do is pretty much set up to, just blitz as many people as they can and hope for the best.
Oh,
It's really that simple. Now, as I mentioned, the audibling down to it from bunch is not really an option, because there's no package that'll allow you to get a tight end in this spot, or a fullback in this spot. So you have to manually sub in a fullback at one of these two tight end spots. And there's no fullback in the game that has a good combination of speed and short and elite at this point. So that's why I am choosing to audible up. Now, I am going to be audibling up to this formation from near flex close, right? So we'll come out near flex close, and you'll see we can come out in the halfback inside. We can run it flips. We can run it not flips. It doesn't really matter. But then one click to the left, and now we have all of our bunch plays, and we have the ability to quick hike our bunch setup really easy, because now we're not going to let our opponent set up or do anything crazy, and then we're just going to be able to simply dot them no matter which way we really want to go with it. The last thing I wanted to talk about here in this video is I talked about PA fork, I talked about stick. You can also utilize PA fork in the manner of put the outside corner on a corner route, the outside receiver on a corner route, I should say, and then you have the ability to have that dual corner setups that I've talked about in the past, and that's going to get open against any sort of cover 4 drop, even like a baseline pressed cover 4 drop. It's really not going to matter. So once again, we're just going to sit here and abuse these corner routes over and over again against zone, and then we'll use our normal man-to-man beaters that we have out of near close flex and also the bunch ace. So really, there's not going to be a ton that our opponent can do to really give us issues at this point. Basically, the idea behind this scheme, and as I'm constantly putting it together, is we're going to force our opponent to play very aggressive run defense, and then once we audible up to bunch ace, that's when they're going to be just completely scrambling, and we're going to be able to quick hike them. So yeah, it's pretty much all there is to it. The audibles that I will be using will be stick, PA boot slide, 4 verts, and PA fork shot, for those of you guys that want to mess around with a couple of those plays. If you guys want to see the full scheme, once again, it will be dropped tonight on MaddenDaily.com. I know this is a late video. I apologize for that. Had a couple things come up, personal life, so dropping a little late today, but we are good to go. This will be up, and then I will see you guys again on YouTube on Monday. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend. If you need anything, obviously join the Madden Daily Discord. Drop a comment on the video. Always like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff, guys. And once again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for all the support recently, and I will catch you on Monday.